Yes guys, welcome back to the George Benson football channel. Today, I've chosen some different kind of attire. We've kept the Chelsea hat on. We've got an Ajax scarf. Trying to understand different things about different football clubs. This is not just a Chelsea channel. I'm joined by the lovely Nadine. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you. Welcome
Thank you
Amsterdam.
for having us in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's a pretty beautiful city. You are from here, right?
Yeah. Originally from Haarlem. Haarlem. You say Haarlem.
Okay.
But I live in Amsterdam. Yeah.
It's a pretty beautiful place. It's not too busy. It's quite like...
Yeah, it's perfect now. Yeah.
It's as they say in Sweden, it's lagom. The perfect amount. I thought I would get Nadine here on the channel today because last season we saw an incredible season from Ajax. Of course, Ajax is a club with an incredibly rich history. As I was growing up, we heard about a load of iconic, historic Ajax players, and obviously last year we saw a lot of that revived, you could say, after years of being quiet, particularly in the Champions League.
Yeah.
What did it mean for you as an Ajax fan to see such a great team last season?
Last season was really special. From when I was a young child, I always followed Ajax, but the last year was so special. I think we are a really good team. With it was like it was meant to be. It was like one.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Everything fits, you know, the guys and their qualities, and it was really special. I followed every game. I went to the Museumplein up here in Amsterdam, where they get a big party. On my work, we put it on a big screen, and every game a lot of people came there, and yeah, it was like I think about a couple of years everyone knows last year, you know, never forget.
So we've got the hoodie here, the Champions League 2019 hoodie. You might not have won the Champions League, but did it almost feel like, despite the trophy not coming back to Amsterdam, did it almost feel like there was a bigger victory to be had last season?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And indeed, this hoodie they made because it was like a special couple of players, so I bought it. It's really nice. And yeah, it felt a little bit like if we almost win, but it was really nice. Yeah.
So obviously you mentioned the hoodie is for a special couple of players.
Yeah.
I think we all know who those special players are, but to you personally, Nadine, is there anybody that you really felt just drove it home last year? Who was the special players for Ajax?
I think for me, because a lot of people I think maybe gonna say Donny van de Beek or Neres or Tadic, but for me I think Frenkie de Jong.
Frenkie de Jong.
Who made a wonderful transfer to Barcelona, of course.
So you say a wonderful transfer, are you happy for him?
Yeah, if I was him, it's like the ultimate dream, like Ajax and then Barcelona.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's such a good guy, I think. I don't know him personally, so I think he deserves it. Yeah.
As obviously a Chelsea fan, let's keep the hat on.
Yeah.
Watching Ajax last season, of course, there was added impetus from me to want you guys to win the semi-final because it was against Tottenham, and obviously we're not the biggest fans of Tottenham in this neck of the woods, so I obviously wanted Ajax to win. At any point did you genuinely believe last season you were actually going to win the Champions League? Yeah,
I always believed in it, but and I think everyone was like in the last seconds, you know, everyone was like, oh my god, just in a couple of seconds we're in the final, and then it was like, it was so painful. But until that moment I believed like we're going to the final, and yes, we're gonna have a chance to win because everything was like fitting in this team, you know. A little bit luck, a really good team, and they're like friends with each other. These 11 on the hoodie are like friends.
There was any match in particular that will stand out and always live in the memory?
Real Madrid was a big thing, of course. Yeah, I think Juventus, Bayern, we did beat a lot of big clubs, you know. It was and it's such a young team, so it was also really
incredible. Yeah,
over the world there are a lot of Ajax fans, but I think everyone has a little bit love for this team because of how they play, and also such normal guys, and like no strange things or stories around the team. So, but I think after Real Madrid, or is another moment where you are...
I was thinking looking back in the group stage, I think you had Bayern Munich in the group.
Yeah, also Bayern,
And when I saw you play against those guys, and I was like, wow, like this isn't just this is a proper matchup, you know, like man for man, Ajax were absolutely dominating Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And you don't see that very often. Obviously, there is a team that has gone to Munich and won a Champions League game on penalties, but you said Frenkie de Jong was a huge part of the success last season.
Yeah.
What about Ligt? Obviously, he's made the move to Juventus. Do you feel like that was the right move for him?
Personally, I had expected another choice of him. I had maybe like also Barcelona or Real Madrid, but for a lot of people, Juventus is also a really nice club and special. But for me personally, I'm like, I prefer more Barcelona or maybe to an English club. I also had him on my mind.
I thought Manchester United at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you've got to the Champions League semi-final playing for Ajax, you wouldn't want to step down and not play in the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
So if I was him, maybe one more year if he was looking at the Premier League. But he chose Juventus. He's with Ronaldo. I saw that there might have been like a few words said in that
maybe
game.
That words is like make him make this choice.
I think so. If he told me to do something, I probably wouldn't think twice. It was like, yes, absolutely, whatever you wish. But in terms of looking forward to the future, we've lost Ligt, Frenkie de Jong.
Yeah.
It looks as though Donny van der Beek is going to stay, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ajax can build upon what you had last season, or is it more of a case now of realistic expectations? Last year was a great year.
Yeah, it's
Where do
really
we go from
difficult
here?
Yeah, that's really difficult because it was so big, so good, and now it's really difficult to be like on the same level again.
Yeah.
But why not? Why not? We're in a good flow, and everyone is watching Ajax, and we have, I think, built some courage and good feeling. So why not? Yeah.
And in terms of the game, Lawrence and I are going to watch Ajax versus Panathinaikos.
Yeah.
They played in the 1971 Champions League final. Did you know that?
No, not really.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like try and trip you up on that one. Ajax, huge European history.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that last season we kind of wanted to see the name back on the trophy. In terms of the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam, it's a very small arena, 7,000. What can we expect? Even though it's a friendly, are the fans still going to be like really there and giving it everything?
Yeah, it's a really special stadium. I was there last year against Anderlecht, and it's so much history and so intimate, but also so a little bit big. But it's really special, and also the history from Olympics, and you feel that in there.
Yeah.
And even it's a friendly match, but I think it's really special to see their game of Ajax.
And the ticket prices for Ajax, what can people expect if people wanted to come to Amsterdam to try and get a ticket? What could people be paying for a ticket to go and watch an Ajax match?
For a normal match, it's really different because it's like where you sit in front of the field or more like up 20 or something, but I was not like
20 euros
on the front, but it was okay.
That's great.
But for the friendly match, I think it's
12
really cheap.
euros 50. That's cheap.
That's so cheap.
It costs more money to go and get like a tom yum soup from a local Thai shop than it does to go and watch an Ajax 90-minute game of football. 20 euros. It's a bit different to the Premier League in terms of the prices. Much better for the football fan. So I've asked you a few questions. I've got my phone. I did say on Twitter that I was going to be doing a little video about Ajax. Okay. I think I probably covered the main stuff, but just in case anyone else has any other questions they would want to ask, we are going to say, what could Premier League clubs do in order to implement the success of the 2018-19 Ajax squad had in terms of the youth? Has it always been an Ajax thing, bringing the youngsters forward, or is this like a serious golden generation?
I think the second thing, it was like a golden generation. It was like magic a little bit, you know. But it was so special. It was like a really young team, but also some like old players like Ligt, Tadic is a little bit older.
Yeah.
I think maybe that works. Like, but I don't know if you can compete with this. You know, how do you do that? I don't know. It's not like do this and then you get such a good season.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with what Nadine said. I think it's always a balance within football of fans want to see youngsters come through because it's a great story. We can all tell ourselves that if there is success that way, it's going to be much tastier than just success with any old random team. But I think it's also very important always to remember that with every young team, there's always going to be those wiser heads within it. So in terms of Premier League clubs, particularly obviously my Chelsea that we've spoken about a lot, the youngsters, it's great that they're coming through, but there's still a really strong place and a big place within those teams for the experienced players. Moving on, what do you think about Quincy Promes signing? And if Ajax's manager joined... they're trying to make this about Chelsea again. Don't worry about that, the Ajax manager's staying.
Yeah.
What do you think about Quincy Promes?
I think that is a good sign. I think he did a really good job in the Dutch team, really fast, and Yeah, I think, and he was when he was younger, he was a player of Ajax. I think. Yeah, I think so. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna like, okay, let's see what you got, and give him a chance. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm hopeful about him. Yeah.
That sounds good. And do you think Dusan Tadic can perform as well as he did last year?
Yeah. He is such a professional.
He's very good.
He's so good, and such a professional mentality. It's, I think, a really good player, and also a role model for the rest of the team, I think.
Absolutely, you need those role models everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good question from Jamie.
Okay.
He says, although they are constantly winning the league, do you think the fans will get tired of all the signing and selling of players, as they could never warm to them?
So because of all the signings and all the changes of the moment.
Yeah,
now.
Is it harder to be an Ajax fan who is as passionate as you were last season? Do you think there's going to be any issues there?
No, not for me. I'm just like curious what's going to happen. Okay, the Ligt is now gone, and it was okay. Frenkie, yeah, we already know he's going away, but I think no, just you feel like more bonding with Ajax, like more and more.
I like that.
I already
absolutely
was that from a young child, but now it's like even more. My whole heart is Ajax now.
Awesome. Her whole heart is Ajax. I think we're
Yeah.
going to finish it there. This has been a lovely conversation. Thank you very much,
Thank
Nadine.
you.
Nadine does a load of skills and fun stuff also that you guys have seen throughout this video. I will leave your Instagram in the description.
Cool.
Thank you very much for talking to us. If you want to go and see the video that Lawrence and I have shot in Amsterdam, we went to the Ajax versus Panathinaikos game. This video will be going live around the same time that the video from that match goes live, so be sure to check it out. Link is in the description, and we will see you all later. Goodbye.